Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Carlito's 24/7 Superstar Mode. In our last episode, we climbed to the top of the power rankings and we defeated Shawn Michaels in a one-on-one match at Backlash to give us the title of true #1 contender. So one can only assume this episode is going to set me up with a title shot. Let's get into it. We've got a whole lot of new things to check up on, text messages, articles.
So it looks like you're being positioned for a run at the championship. And that means I want to see you keep going after the champ until one of you drops. Understand?
Vince, yes, Vince!
I'm considering you for a championship match at Vengeance, but you're not the only superstar who's interested. A couple of the champ's friends are in the hunt too. So you've got to prove to me that you deserve the shot more than they do. Understand?
Coach, yes, coach! Wasn't the whole last month strictly about figuring out who deserves to challenge the champion? I swear, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, and HBK, we just had a whole thing about them, but now we got potential contenders again. There's a lot going on, so listen closely. You're in a tag team match with Foley against Cully and Dykstra. Wow, what a dream team. I don't want any barbed wire 2x4s flying around my ring, so this is a straight ahead regular tag match. Two caveats. Cena is supposed to be at ringside doing commentary and may try to get involved, and Foley, well, just watch out, even if he is your partner, okay? Stay sharp, coach. Thanks, coach. I feel like coach is starting to like us. Championship update. Cena isn't worried. So just how does champ John Cena feel about the two latest superstars to shown an interest in making a run at the gold he currently wears around his waist? Not according to the power rankings. Nobody's a champion according to the power rankings. Who? Carlito? That's me. If he earns a shot, I'll give it to him. There's a long line of competitors for my title though. If he can cut in front of them, more power to him. Right. Again, Backlash, #1 contender match. It was me. I pinned him. The Heartbreak Kid. Like my boys here, Cully and Dykstra, Cena explains. I'm sure they want a shot too, and if they earn it, they'll get it, just like anyone else. The other superstar in this mix is the hardcore legend, Mick Foley, who has never had loss for words. I'm back for the title, and if I need to go through Cena's flunkies or anyone else to get it, that's exactly what I'll do. And Foley, Cena replies, he needs to settle himself down first. These articles always coming with the heat, man. I swear. Go ahead, get into the Power 5. Check out our spot of numero uno here in this Power 25. No other shenanigans to get into. Let's get into this next Raw.
Backlash is over, and the march for vengeance begins. Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler at ringside. And who could have predicted Mick Foley's return to Raw?
I was afraid it would happen someday. Mick Foley's a menace.
He's an unpredictable individual, to be sure.
Unpredictable? He's downright crazy. And that goes double for anyone who'd rely on him for anything.
He's the odds-on favorite to be named #1 contender for the championship at Vengeance. And this is his chance to make an impact.
That's exactly what you've got to do if you want a shot at the title. He knows it, and unfortunately for him, so do his opponents.
I swear, it's been my chance to make an impact for like the last 6 weeks.
And here comes the man who practically wrote the book on hardcore, Mick Foley.
He's written a lot of books. Matter of fact, that seems to be just about all he's done lately. I've got to wonder if he's in any shape to be much of an asset here tonight.
And here come two men who seem to be a little too chummy with the champ to be legitimate contenders, if you ask me.
So they're on good terms with the champ. Big deal. Believe me, once the championship's on the line, that won't matter.
And speak of the devil, here comes
This is
the
such a
champ
random
himself.
pairing. John Cena,
What's he supposed
the
to
Great
be?
Khali,
Their
and Kenny
manager?
Dykstra.
Or maybe their parole officer.
Quite
Come
the
on,
posse
JR.
rolling
He's
through.
obviously looking to get a better view of his potential
A
competitor.
modern-day Mean
And if
Street
we're lucky,
posse.
maybe he'll join us at
I love
the
how
announce table.
King just sympathizes this whole situation for John Cena the entire time, but if you just watch the in-ring action, Kenny Dykstra is not on this level of Carlito. Carlito's the #1 contender. We get in here, we take care of business. This is a tag team match, but Kenny Dykstra doesn't get a single tag in at all. No special cutscene at the end of this match, but we got something coming up for us here.
Uh-oh, this could be trouble.
Get out of the way, pal. I don't have time for games.
two are allies of the champ. Did he set this up?
Hey!
It's Mick Foley.
I don't need your help.
You could have fooled me. Listen, there's strength in numbers, so why don't we get a big chief and little Indian thing going here?
Which one am I?
Well, I guess that remains to be seen, huh?
You'd have to be crazy to trust a psycho like Foley. I'm not sure he's got a choice.
Voice acting is on point here. Let's see what we got in our text messages.
You got punked out last week, and I didn't even have to lay a finger on you. And Mick Foley's the only guy who had the guts to help you. How far you think you can trust a head case like that guy anyway?
How much can Foley be trusted? Okay, before I make myself look like a fool reading this article, this has some grammar errors and just didn't get edited properly from the jump. Now that Carlito has felt the backstage wrath of Cena's alleged henchman, Kenny Dykstra, he's left to contemplate what might have been had he not been saved by Foley last week. Though Cena was not personally involved in the altercation, he must by now be aware that the stakes have been raised with Foley's sudden appearance on the scene. Dealing with Foley has always been a mixed bag, as he leads an entire army into battle, an army of one, and an army of many. Whether it's at footwear named Mr. Sacco, a 2x4 named Barbie, or one of Foley's multiple personalities, friend and foe alike can never be safe in judging his motivations. Now, Carlito is at a crossroads. Just how much can he trust Foley in this or any other incarnation? Don't matter how much I trust him, because if he wants that smoke, we gon' give it to him. We've got some training done over the week. Got more messages in our inbox.
Trying to become #1 contender, but it seems like the champs buddies are working together toward the same thing. And if they're on the same page, it might be a good idea if we were too. What do you say?
You know, honestly, I think this will have a more dramatic play out if we team up with him. Another message from Coach. After your incident with Dykstra last week, I'm putting you in a match with him on Raw this week. Not only is Dykstra one of Cena's allies, he's also trying to put himself in a position to be the #1 contender for the title, which, of course, means it's not you, but it already is me. If you want to get closer to that #1 spot, you're going to have to get the better of guys just like this one. Later, Coach. I had a whole storyline making me the #1 contender, and now I'm just fighting for it all over again.
So it sounds like Mick Foley wants to work with you. Teaming up with someone who's just made a target of himself might not be your best idea, but the stakes are high, and it might not be a bad idea to have someone watching your back.
Not the worst idea, Coach. You gotta trust me sometimes, man. Hey there, I just wanted to take a moment of my busy schedule. I'm already working on my next bestseller. Look for it soon on the shelves of your local bookstores or library. Just to let you know that you made a smart decision to work together with me against those other guys. This week, you can count on my support on Raw. Mick. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. You can't be having Carlito getting injured. Had another message from Mick.
Everyone seems real preoccupied with my mental state lately. They want to know if Mankind or Dude Love is going to make an appearance. Well, don't worry. You're getting Mick Foley tonight, not Cactus Jack. I'm not letting him out.
I've got to say, Mick Foley has got the best voice messages so far. Foley's a real one for that one. Champ praises his pals. Being a champion sometimes means having to defend yourself from even the friendliest of contenders, but Cena's recent praise for Kenny Dykstra is setting a new standard for sportsmanship. When asked if his friendship with those two superstars was somehow earning them preferential treatment, Cena said, "No way. There's no preferential treatment. They're absolutely legitimate contenders. As long as I'm wearing the gold, I want to make sure that the best competition out there gets a chance to prove that they're better than me. And at the moment, Kenny and Dykstra are second to none. But if that means I have to knock wannabes like Mick Foley and Carlito down a peg or two to prove they're not worthy, that's fine too. That's the way it'll be." Okay, hardcore match. I know what I'm going to do here. Yes, sir.
With less than 2 months to go until Vengeance.
Okay, I just agreed to team up with Foley. The last conversation we had, pretty much. Now Collie wants to be my boy. I can't even understand what he's saying right there. And then Dykstra, just get out of my way, you cocky little bastard.
Foley's got so many voices in his head, he's practically a one-man tag
Get
team
into this
all by
Raw.
himself.
So here's the likely number
I am the number one
contender
contender.
in a match with two other contenders, and his partner is yet another contender. Is this a conflict of interest?
Does it matter? He doesn't have any choice. These are the cards he's being dealt, and he can't do anything but play his hand.
Mick Foley is one of the most respected superstars in WWE history, a former WWE champion and a hardcore legend.
Not to mention a grade A nutcase. I know the demons Mick Foley has in his head. What happens if one of his other personalities decides to come out?
A victory here tonight would certainly bolster his claims of being a legitimate contender for the championship.
How many times do I have to say it, JR? He's the real deal, and he's going to prove it tonight. I guarantee it.
I've got to say that he and his teammate seem to have the better chemistry of the two teams, and that could be the difference maker tonight.
Absolutely. They might both be championship contenders, but they've got a long history of working together.
Hells King, quite frankly, I'm not sure.
As shown in
I've
the
held
last
tag team
match,
gold.
Kenny Dykstra is not on the level of a
That's
number
for
one
sure.
contender. He has
No
no
matter how
business
beat up you are,
dealing
you
with
can't
me,
ever let
being in
your-
the ring with me. So I roughed him up, beat him up, and I pinned him without using a finisher.
Well, he certainly seems happy with himself after that.
He just had a chance to beat up two of his top contenders. No wonder he's so happy.
I think it's safe to say that these two will meet again sooner rather than later.
No doubt about it. The crowd ate that match up.
They've got a good taste. I can't wait for the rematch myself.
Me neither. I'd like to see SmackDown try to put together.
We don't
a
need
match
another
that-
rematch with Kenny Dykstra, man. Please. Please, don't give me Dykstra again. Right, ECW's got a One Night Stand pay-per-view coming up with an open invitation to WWE superstars. We gonna do that thing. We gonna get our work.
I just heard that your match this week is going to be a hardcore match. Fortunately, hardcore is something I know a little bit about. I said I'd watch your back if you'd watch mine, so I'll see you at ringside.
Okay, yeah, we missed that. That was sent before the Raw. The many faces of Foley. To some, he's the epitome of likability, a gracious man who spends time signing autographs for the fans, a lover of roller coasters, and author of several books, including some meant for young children. To others, he is a tragic, violent figure, hell-bent on wreaking havoc in a world that seems an arm's length away from his version of reality. A reality that has seen him give many teeth and even his ear just to entertain the fans. Really? Come on, guys, you gotta do better than that. Foley, says Dykstra, has no place in the WWE. The guy isn't right. He just isn't. And I don't think he deserves to be in a WWE ring. The guy's either a cuddly teddy bear or a complete psychopath, John Cena says. But he's not a true athlete the way a worthy competitor of my championship needs to be. Worthy or not, Foley is back as controversial as ever. Simulate to another article. They're coming out with these hot WWE magazines working hard. They are not proofreading what they're writing, so that's why they're getting it out so fast. Anyway, ECW announces an open challenge. ECW, the bad boy of sports entertainment, has issued an open challenge to superstars on all WWE brands to face them at their annual pay-per-view, One Night Stand. ECW's legacy is known for its often bloody and brutal brawls, a decidedly more underground atmosphere, and a not-so-subtle approach to the showing of its attitude. Joey Styles has been there from the start and says that ECW is stronger now than ever. You name it, we've been through it. From dark halls all the way to WrestleMania, we have redefined sports entertainment, and that fine tradition will continue at One Night Stand. So why the open invitation? We're doing this because we have something to prove, says a totally new person to the article, Tommy Dreamer. We have a giant chip on our shoulders, and we want to show the world that ECW is for real. The journalism for this publishing company is absolute garbage. It's got to be said. But we got more messages. This week has been full of messages.
Hey, it's Mick. I know you saw ECW's Open Challenge, and I know ECW. A win there would be huge for both of us, but those Extreme Rules matches get ugly in a hurry. Maybe we could team up and watch each other's back.
Alright. Coach needs my help. Khali and Dykstra have declined. I was already planning on doing ECW anyway. One Night Stand. So he wants to know if I want to team with Foley or go solo against One. Honestly, I would prefer to just go against One, but the storyline would make sense to obviously team up with Foley. So we're going to team up with Foley. We don't want to upset the boy just yet. We're going to wait for him to very clearly go crazy and turn on me. Carlito's going to be the face in this situation. Superstars turn ECW's offer down. ECW has issued an open invitation to superstars from all WWE brands, but at least 2 superstars have no intentions of going to One Night Stand. Monday Night Raw is the dominant brand of sports entertainment. There's no debate. It was before, it is now, and it will be later, says Kenny Dykstra. Why would I want to compete anywhere else? This is the best competition in the world, and I'm perfectly content to get my ass whooped by Carlito every single week. I'm sure I speak for Khali when I say that he thinks it would be a step down compared to Raw too. We are aiming for the penthouse, not the gutter. Khali was unavailable for comment. Thank heavens. I would not want to read that.
You made the right decision, and you'll see what I mean at One Night Stand. We're going to tear the house down and tear apart anyone who gets in our way. There's going to be violence, mayhem, and all that other good stuff. See you at the show.
That's a great pep talk. Thank you, Mick. Got a message from Tommy Dreamer.
Thank you so much for agreeing to participate in One Night Stand. Make sure you sign all the paperwork I sent over, especially the release forms that absolve ECW of any responsibility for any injuries you might sustain at the show.
Yeah. Let's get into ECW One Night Stand.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We got
ECW
got the Raw
One Night Stand.
logo right up there in the top left corner. We got Raw announcers.
Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler here at ringside. And King, did you ever think that you'd be providing commentary?
Now we're tight with John
for an
Cena.
ECW match?
No, I didn't. And I hope I never have to again after tonight.
Trying to be cool with
The name
CM
of the
Punk
pay-per-view is
and
One Night
Sandman.
Stand.
Bunch
And
of
tonight,
randoms.
Raw is represented
Pretty sure
by
I'm
one of our
probably
top contenders.
facing off against
And I'm
these
not
two.
his biggest fan, but I hope he doesn't embarrass us out there tonight.
But my strong connection with John Cena is
He's come
perplexing,
to ECW
to say the least.
represent Raw and to prove that he's a legitimate contender for the championship.
I don't know who he expects to impress here with these bingo hall wannabes.
Mick Foley's no stranger to ECW. As the dangerous, violent, unpredictable Cactus Jack, he's had many a brutal match in an ECW ring.
No doubt about it. Foley shed buckets of blood, sweat, and tears in ECW, but mostly blood.
He's one of ECW's top superstars, a gifted athlete with a bright future ahead of him. And tonight, he's going to try and take Raw to the extreme.
Yeah, good luck with that, kid. He looks a little wet behind the ears to be taking Raw anywhere, if you ask me.
It's
Sandman's
hard to
entrance in this
imagine
game is
an
actually
honor couple
pretty
than
sweet,
these
not
two
gonna lie.
superstars. But that's ECW for you.
No kidding. It's like the island of misfit toys around here. Everyone's a freak.
I mean, this match was definitely wild. The AI loves the weapons in these matches. So we were just bunch of boys, bunch of dudes just beating each other up. You know what I'm saying? Not much of a wrestling match was going on here. You know, there was a little bit of friendly fire, but ultimately, for the most part, Carlito and Mick Foley were able to come in and take care of business, and once again, end the match without the need of a finisher.
He might be ECW, but boy, always hate to see a competitor injured.
Speak for yourself, JR. As far as I'm concerned, Raw just sent ECW a message.
Well, if nothing else, Raw's contender proved that he can deal with this level of violence.
So it seems we injured CM Punk.
Human body wasn't designed
It is
for that
unfortunate,
kind of punishment.
You're right about that.
and I'm sure that's going to interfere with our intentions of our number one contendership. I can only imagine. But we come back to our locker room to a magazine article, Cena slams One Night Stand. Following ECW's One Night Stand pay-per-view, Cena didn't exactly have kind words for the Raw superstars who competed at the event. See, that was just a publicity stunt if you ask me, says Cena of Carlito's appearance in the House of Hardcore. If he wants a shot at my championship as much as he says he does, then his first priority should be to prove himself against the contenders right here on Raw. Like Khali, for instance. Carlito has ducked every opportunity to take a true contender like him on. Ducked him? Me? Responded Carlito when told of Cena's comments. I've never even been given the opportunity to face him, and believe me, if it'll shut Cena up, I'll face Khali no matter how bad I get banged up by ECW. And just for the record, Carlito has a win over Khali in a steel cage match in a certain series, if you want to go check that out. But nonetheless, guys, that's going to do it for us here today. Thank you so much for watching. Leave some feedback down below. Subscribe to the channel so you can keep following Carlito's story along. We'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy. Later.